In a time and place when you can work from anywhere.
Two ladies in their mid to late 27s have decided to.
And they're calling it workationing.
It's Kelly's birthday and the ladies are celebrating the best way they know how.
By knocking items off of their bucket lists.
I'm only turning 27 4 or 5 more times. Gotta make it count.
Will Kelly and Kari become casualties of the zombie apocalypse?
Will they lose it all on a bad poker hand?
Will Operation Make Kelly Cry be a success?
Probably. I'm a crier.
Find out on this episode of the Workationing Podcast. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, that was sultry.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh my goodness.
Happy birthday, Kelly Chase. Is that sexy?
That was sexy.
You know, I had some strippers teach me some moves.
I saw that. They had some moves too.
They did. I mean, they were using them on us and on the people we were with. But like, can you teach me those moves? Will you show me your ways?
And they did.
They did, yeah. So it turns out you can pay a stripper to not just give you a lap dance, but to teach you how to give other people lap dances.
I like it.
I learned some things.
It's good, you know? You learn something new every day, and sometimes it's because you paid a stripper to teach you.
It's true. So this is the birthday episode, right?
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I had the best birthday ever.
You don't look a day over 27.
Oh, thank you, girl. Thank you. I just get better at being 27 every year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, you're going to really perfect those 27s.
I'm really going to knock 27 out of the park this time. You know? Those other times are just a warm-up.
This is your year. I can feel it.
It's going to be good.
So Kelly just turned 27. And to celebrate, we had an epic birthday weekend, did we not?
We did. And you're the best friend ever. I had so much fun. And, like, you really went above and beyond.
Well, you know, I do what I can. It started with getting our hair did.
We did. We went and got our hair did. Oh, my God. This salon that we went to.
Salon Helmet. Right?
Yes. Shout out to Kendra.
Yes. Kendra is my personal assistant. Sometimes she works for the team at the Content Factory doing assistancy stuff. And she hooked it up with probably the best salon I've ever been to.
And the best thing about this salon is that it was full of Paul Drogos.
Oh, so many attractive men. It was all men.
It was all men. I've never been to a salon where it was all men. And they were doing male and female hair. It was kind of equal opportunity in that way. All men working there. All of them just very attractive with their man buns.
Impossibly good looking.
So hot.
Not very nice, but you're not paying them to be nice to you. Yours was nicer to you than mine.
No,
was to
mine
me.
was delightful. Yours had an attitude problem, but you know what? Yours was the hottest one too.
So I won and lost simultaneously with that, but he got in there and took care of my roots. I've never seen such attention to detail.
No, I got the best haircut of my life. It's really good.
I saw that guy. He was just like pulling your hair out and it was looking a little sideshow Bobby there for a minute, but like the way that settles down is very nice.
Yeah. He really did some magical things. It was great.
So if you are in Montreal and if a gringa needs to get her hair done, I recommend Salon Helmet. It's not cheap, but it's worth every penny.
100%. And the eye candy.
Oh, yes. So we got our hair done and had to hurry on back. I had to rush you right back home.
You did. I could not figure out what the hell your problem was.
On delay, gringa.
But Kari can be a little high-strung sometimes. And I was like, oh, Gringa's tripping again. But anyways, we got back to the apartment and I walked in the front door and my brother was there waiting for me, which made me cry like a little baby.
So I have been planning this birthday operation for a while now. And in my head, I've been calling it Operation Make Kelly Cry. So my goal was to just make you cry as many times as I possibly could this weekend in a good way.
Yeah, it was amazing. And I mean, really, you reached success within, you could have given up 5 seconds in because I was already crying. As soon as I saw Kevin, it was great.
So I flew Kelly's brother in from Ohio and he was just chilling at the apartment when we got back from the hair salon.
I know, it was so funny because my brother and I have lived together for years and he's just one of my best friends in the whole world. And it's just felt really, it was so funny because I opened the door and Kev was just like, hey, Kev, what's up? And it's just so normal for Kevin to be around for me, even though I've been missing him for months, that I was like, hey, man. And then I was like, what? Like, it took me a minute, though, For like a second, I was just like, oh, Kevin's here. What's up?
There's a video of it. There's a video. Because I'm such a bitch. I was like, I had my camera phone up, out, and ready. You walked through the door and I was just like, it's not enough to make you cry. I need to record you crying.
Yeah, we're going to need documentation.
We can put that up on Patreon, I think.
Oh, we can. So we are now on Patreon after so many of you have reached out saying, why aren't you on Patreon?
I know. So we signed up for it. And Patreon, if you get value out of this podcast and you would like to provide value in return.
An equitable exchange.
Right. I love a good value for value situation. You can go ahead and donate to Workationing. Is it donating? I mean, you're getting something in return.
So if you're not familiar with Patreon, basically you subscribe and it's for a certain amount of money per month. And it can be $1 or it can be $5 or just whatever you're comfortable with.
It could be $50. We're trying to save up to jump off of a yacht.
Right. Right. So just so you know where that money is going, you can cancel at any time, but any money that we collect that way from our listeners, we are going to put directly towards bucket list items. We will let you see where that money's going. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be really cool. So we are excited about that.
You also get access to content that nobody else does. You have to be on Patreon to be able to see Kelly crying on her birthday.
Yes.
I have 2 videos of you crying. What?
I know. Oh, and we'll also probably set you up with some cool special prizes that people who donate a little on the higher end can get access to.
You know what? If you donate $50, I'll probably send you a video.
Yeah, we'll say hi.
Send you a text message video. Maybe, hey, it's your girls.
For $100, you can send me 1 dick pic, and I will say, ooh.
Yeah, we'll be very approving.
That's a nice dick.
For $250, we will tell you everything that you wish your parents would say to you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just very proud.
So proud. I see how hard you're working.
I like that.
You know,
not everyone can work that hard. I appreciate your dedication. I recognize everything that you do.
I recognize your strength of character. I see you out there in the world being yourself.
You have really turned into a role model. You should be proud of yourself.
I'm proud to have birthed you.
I feel very lucky to know you. My life is enhanced with you in it.
Yeah.
We'll say all of these things, but you need to give us like $250 a month for that.
We'll come up with some other stuff.
We will. We'll provide more value,
It'll be great. Anyway, so Patreon, it's out there. It's a thing.
It's a thing. We're on it. Check it out and toss some money our way so we can jump off of a yacht sooner rather than later. I've been looking into yacht prices. Not cheap. I don't need to buy this yacht. I just need to rent it. But it has to be, as we've talked about, it's got to be at least 2 stories.
Right. And that's going to take some cash, people. So
get to it.
Anyways.
So on Patreon, if you go over there now, you're going to see 2 videos of Kelly crying on her birthday. So the first one was when she walked through the door.
Is this what we're offering the people?
Yes, why not?
God damn it.
I don't think anybody's ready to see my stripper moves yet, but maybe at some point.
No, that's a much higher subscription level.
It is. It's very true.
It's like $500 a month.
Is that it? Is that it?
Listen, Hamon, you're lucky you can pull that much.
You know what? I charge almost that much per hour right now anyway.
Right? There you go.
Not for sex stuff, but for like my job skills.
Yeah, clarify.
I just really wanted to clarify that. I've got real life skills. Okay, so the other video is you crying with the birthday cake.
Yeah, that one I really didn't see coming, and I'd really been broken down at that point, like it was late. We had already, this was post karaoke plus a couple different strip clubs. And I got back to the apartment, and turns out that Kari had arranged for someone to make for me the birthday cake of my people. It's a special cake.
God damn it. I was embarrassed to have to ask for this. Jacques was not about it.
Yeah, Jacques made it. Bless his heart. He does not do... He's very health conscious.
All right, so how about you describe this cake as you described it to me?
So in my family, the way you do a birthday cake is you get a boxed yellow cake.
Duncan Hines, maybe? Or can it be store brand?
I mean, it can be store brand. Let's be real.
Okay.
And then on top of this, you put chocolate icing.
Out of a can?
Uh-huh. And you do it in a sheet cake situation. So that icing's only going on top.
Okay.
And then you spell out happy birthday, your name here, in jelly beans. And it's the best kind of birthday cake that there is. It's the poverty cake of my people.
Poverty cake. I've made some poverty cakes back in college. I remember it. It was all about the decoration.
It was, and it was fantastic. It made me really happy. It's the way we used to make cakes when I was growing up, and when I saw that, it was just like a little slice of home. And also the fact that Jacques made it when he you will not meet somebody more obsessed with health.
Yeah, I think he made it gluten-free.
Yeah, and he did make it gluten-free. Bless his heart, with like almond flour.
No way, did he from scratch it?
Yes, he did. No, he's a really good cook also, and I'm sure, and he actually makes fantastic desserts. He always is bringing me stuff like that. And so I think it was really painful for him. I think he wanted to make me something nice, and you were like, no, bitch. No, yellow cake, chocolate frosting, jelly beans, make it happen.
Mixed jelly beans, too. I don't even want to see like a color theme going on. Just rainbow.
Yeah.
Rainbow and random is what I want to see on those jelly beans.
Yeah. So Jacques and Kevin surprised me with that, and I cried, like really cried, like ugly cried.
I know. That time, she came out of the bathroom. She whips open the door, and there's a Roman candle-esque candle hanging out of this poverty cake. The poverty cake of her dreams.
It was so good.
She just lost it. I loved it.
Listen, we were rich in love when I was growing up.
God, we were rich in karaoke that night, too.
We were. It was fantastic. I had a great night.
But part of my birthday plan for Kelly was not just to go and learn some stripper moves or touch some strippers. We did both.
It was great.
Sing some karaoke. You slayed, as usual.
You also slayed. We had a great time.
I'm getting better
at
my signature song.
Yes.
Nobody ever sees it coming. Yeah. I've added props now. I think that's been good.
Yeah, we don't want to give it away because I think we're probably going to do a repeat performance in Vegas. But just know that if you're going to be at Freedom Fest in July, you just have a real treat coming your way.
Oh, God. 2 of them.
We've really been honing our craft out here on the road.
Oh, you've got 2 good songs yourself. You know, I even have 4. Anyway, our karaoke game is getting tighter and tighter and tighter as we go along the road. But besides the karaoke and besides the strippers, we wanted to do 2 bucket list items.
2 bucket list items in one weekend.
What? So we did it. The first one was the escape room.
I was really excited about that, and I'm so glad that we did it. It was honestly just every bit as much fun as I thought it was going to be.
On the bucket list episode, a few episodes back, we talked about all of the different things that we wanted to do before we die, and escaping was definitely on there. So I found this place, and I know that they have them in Boston, and they're popping up all over the place. I think they even have them in New Hampshire now, too, if that's any indication of how many are starting to crop up. But these escape rooms will put you in any number of, let's say, 5 to 7 different scenarios that you need to escape from. And you have to use your wits and your team and the clues provided in order to weasel your way out of whatever hairy situation they throw at you. And we selected the zombie apocalypse because we always talk about that too.
Right.
There is no commandeering a Rite Aid in this zombie apocalypse.
No, I was really ready for that part. That's the part that I've been training for, but I still felt like I thought we did a pretty good job, actually.
We did. We got out of there way faster than the average.
We did, and it was a lot of fun. We don't want to give anything away about it because we know people might go check it out, but it was just a lot of fun. I don't think I've just laughed so much and had such a good time in a really long time.
So the premise was there was a zombie apocalypse. We had all been infected. We had an hour to get out of these various locked rooms and then get into a lab and then create an antidote. And you know your girls had that on lock.
It was awesome.
We had 17 minutes to spare.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. And I think part of the reason that we were so good at it, Kari and I were discussing this later, is that a lot of the skills that it takes to be successful in an escape room are the same as the skills that you need to be successful while traveling.
Yes, it's true. I had some life skills that I got to put to use. I've always wanted to army crawl underneath some laser lights.
Well, it was your big day, girl.
I just hit the deck.
Yeah, you were just down.
Drink it down and crawling underneath these lights.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
So the other fun thing is that you've got this walkie-talkie, and if you run out of ideas, if you're really stuck, if you need a clue, you just call this little Canadian guy on the other end of your walkie-talkie and he gives you a hint. And the idea is to escape with as few hints as possible. But this guy is watching you on TV cameras the whole time. So
I would kind of love his job. in a way. Because you watch just like relationships fall apart.
That's what he said. I was like, how many relationships have you seen end in one of these situations? And he's like, more than I care to count. He didn't even take joy in it.
No, we were a great team. We had a really strong team going in.
He really liked us. I was wearing a dress and I just like dragged it all the way across that floor.
Yeah. No, it was pretty great.
I think in those kind of scenarios, though, you've got to just go for it. There's no like, I'm too cool for this, or, I don't really want to participate. That's lame.
No, we all took it really, really, really seriously, which I enjoyed a lot.
We were in it to win it, that's for sure. So we escaped.
We did.
Yeah, I would do this again. I feel like there are 6 or 7-ish different scenarios that you can do, and you can just kind of like rotate through them all. Obviously, you can't do the same one twice because you understand how to escape at that point.
Right.
But it didn't really matter which one we chose. There was a prisoner one that I guess is very popular, and you've got to escape out of jail. The clue process, though, kind of underscored, we've talked about this in the past. Sometimes I say that life is like a Zelda game. You just have to talk to enough people, and eventually you'll get the clues that you need in order to get to the next step in the game or the next level of the game. And I think that that's very true in life as well.
Yeah, I think that the reason we were so successful was that a lot of these skills are skills that we use when traveling. Because first of all, your gringas are not great with a foreign language.
No.
We do try real hard. But we're just in these countries. We need to get things. We've got to go places. Sometimes we need things like a microphone cord.
And going back to the Zelda game thing, how many opportunities do you miss just because you're not talking to the right people?
Right. You need to talk to a ton of people when you're traveling. It's weird. Some people will brush you off or be weirded out that you're talking to them. But when you are out on the road and you really need something, your lifeline is to like walk around and talk to people and look for clues until you figure it out. And sometimes it feels like you won't, or you can't, or it can't be done. And you've just get back out there, Gringa, because the answer's out there.
Yeah, it's definitely hiding somewhere. You just need to kick under the right rock, and there it'll be. There's your rupee.
Right. And you'll find somebody who's like, oh, yeah, I know. They'll know something, or they'll have something that you need. And so I think we've been doing a lot of that on the road. And so we were like very much in that mindset. I think that's why we were so successful.
Well, and just the concept of escaping in general has been very thought consuming for me recently.
Yeah, it's something we've been talking about a lot. I think we'll probably talk about it more soon.
Yeah, I think we probably should maybe even make that its own episode. But I guess just to briefly touch on what I'm getting at here is that there are a variety of ways that people may be stuck or locked in, rooms, situations and scenarios, and they don't really know how to get out, but the time's still ticking down.
Right.
And in this escape room, we had an hour to get out and, create a cure and all of these things. But in real life, you've also got a timer ticking down, except for you don't really know when it's going to go off.
Right.
Or what that's going to look like when it starts to go off.
Right. And sometimes you have an end goal or something that you want or something that you're trying to move towards, but there's a bunch of steps between here and there, and you're not really sure how to get there. And sometimes it's hard to even just get started because you don't know what the first step is.
So you end up stuck, and you end up stuck in the same room, and there are clues that will help you get out of that room and onto the next level of the game, but you just have to find them first. So
and you might need some friends to help.
Exactly. So I really liked that this escape room exercise is a way to kind of compare this situation to, other situations in which people are trapped.
Yeah.
And they need to get out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've been thinking a lot about that lately, and it's been interesting and transformative.
Yeah, I think that's an ongoing conversation that we'll keep having. And it's definitely something that it was weird how striking it was to both of us after we went through this.
It was. Yeah, it was something that hit us and we talked about quite a bit. And we've got photos of that. Go check it out.
Yeah, the photo is amazing. I don't know. They just they do a really good job. Over there, they take a picture of you afterwards. They do a fantastic job. The picture that they took is it's just great. And
it's called A Maze Montreal. A with a, I guess, vertical line. Mm-hmm. What do you call that? It's like an M dash turned 90 degrees.
Line.
Okay, a line. A line.
And then maze, like
a maze.
I see what they did there.
Montreal.
It's cute. It's a good name.
It is cute. Oh, and everyone there is really cute. They have another company where you can throw axes at Target.
Yeah, we still have to do that. There wasn't enough time we literally just jam-packed this weekend. There was no time for it, but you better believe we're going to go throw some axes also.
I bet you're real good at that.
I mean, I tend to be good at these weird sports, which is strange because I grew up just sucking at sports. But you give me some like weird regional sport no one's ever heard of, and I'm just here to slay.
Yeah, no, Kelly was the best Tahoe player anybody's seen in a while at that place. You were so good, the men were getting pissed.
Just so salty.
They wanted to win. They wanted to throw the winning Tahoe. You didn't. You got it.
Sorry, you know?
Not everyone was born to be a champion.
Right? I was chosen, okay?
But I think that axe throwing is very Canadian. What's more Canadian than that?
It's going to be so good. I definitely want to go. And I was very compelled by just the very bearded, beflanneled, lumberjack-looking men on the posters. I hope they have a few of those.
It was like
there.
Canadian lumberjack meets Sons of Anarchy.
I
little
was
tatted
into it.
up, little hipstery with the beard, but it was like a well-maintained beard. You could tell he put oil in it. You know, probably didn't smell bad.
No.
Would never let food get caught in his beard, that guy.
Never. He probably has like a special little bib he puts over it.
He stays at that barber shop. Did you see how tight that fade was?
It was. Oh God, beardbibs.com. I'm looking into that later. We got a new grift, Gringa.
Beardbibs.com. Check it out. So that was an interesting experience, but we weren't done. We were not done.
We were not done.
There was still more. But wait, there's more. We went to a poker tournament. I've always wanted to play in a poker tournament. I played in poker tournaments online, but I had never entered a tournament in person before.
I haven't even played poker in probably 10 years. I was into this idea. I was more than a little hungover, though, for this. So those sunglasses weren't just to help with the poker face. Those sunglasses were filling a very important function.
So there is a poker room, which I guess is run by a Native American population.
Well, I guess not American.
It's not a resort. I guess it is a resort.
Well, the
Native American
Canadian,
resort?
indigenous
Oh, God.
peoples.
I just called, really, I did that.
It's okay.
Canadian Native Americans.
Well, it's North
North
America.
America. That's okay.
I
Okay,
think-
indigenous people. There was an indigenous tribe.
You
that
know
has
who
a
we're
poker
talking
room.
about, the ones with the casinos.
The ones at the casino.
Don't act like you don't know.
So there is a poker building. I won't even call it a poker room. That was huge and nice.
Yeah, it was like a complex.
It was like a poker complex, and it's 45 minutes out in the middle of nowhere.
Shockingly outside of Montreal. I was late for this poker tournament.
It looks like it was going to be in Montreal, but it's not. It's outside of the city. Takes you a while to get there. Kelly and I ended up in different Ubers, and my Uber on the way there was very concerned that I not go to any other after party, because I guess what happens is these people will walk around and they'll pass out these cards, and they'll be like, there's an after party poker tournament, very small, come on over here. And then they rob you. You show up and they just jack your shit.
Who does this, though? Because I've got to tell you, there was nobody at this tournament that I wanted to party with.
No.
The douchebaggery.
Okay, so
was on high.
I enjoy some gambling. I like to gamble. You get me at one of those spinny wheels for charity where it's like $25 a spin, and then you might win Red Sox tickets. Like, I don't even want to go see the Red Sox. I
just want to win.
I want the thrill of the spin.
Right. I
Like
hear you.
the closest to the Price is Right I can get. But I was raised playing cards. My grandma, saucy lady, wanted to make sure that I knew some things, including card sharkery. And so
Sharkery?
No.
Stop it.
One of my favorite memories was playing poker with my grandma and some other ladies in my family, and the doorbell rang. Kari Lee, will you go get that? And I said, of course, Grandma, I'll go get that door. And so I went and I got the door, and I came back, and they had changed out all of my cards. But I couldn't quite put my finger on what was wrong.
Oh, Grandma. Cold-blooded. Savage.
No. And then they all beat me, and I saw a card that I knew I had. And I was like, I thought that was my card. And they were like, that's what you get for leaving the poker table. You don't do that.
Ooh.
Right?
Hard lessons.
Hard lessons for 6-year-old Kari. I was just like, all right, Grandma.
Damn. My parents wouldn't let me win at Candyland, so it's fine.
Brutal lady. But my point is that I've been playing poker for a while. I really like it. I prefer to play online. I always make my avatar a dude. It's just easier that way.
Yeah, I wish you could do that in real life.
You can't do that in real life.
I felt like I caught some real shit at that table.
No, it happens to me all the time, and it's even worse when you start to win, because I've actually paid for some vacations playing poker before, and there is nothing saltier than an old white dude whose money you just took. In front of his friends. You know?
No, I was really pissing some people off because first of all, I show up like kind of late and I am just very hungover, like aggressively hungover. And I get a coffee and a water and a vodka tonic from the waitress because I needed just like all of these things. And I'm holding up the game. I also don't really remember the rules of the game, you know? And people are having to explain it to me. And I know they're talking about me in French. And like, I know they are because they're pointing at me and saying mademoiselle and then a bunch of other shit.
I knew that one too. I was getting that at my table.
And I was just like, I don't care, dude. I paid my money. Like, I am here. You're going to love it. And then I didn't do great. But the first, I started off really strong because I think I just didn't give a shit. No one knew what to think of me. Mm-hmm. And I won a few big hands and the salt. Someone accused me of like being a plant, like that I was like pretending to be just a complete mess. And they said something like, oh, I bet she's won, I don't know, some tournament I'd never heard of before. And I was like, no, dude, like I'm every bit the mess you see here.
In front of you. Your eyes do not deceive you, sir.
No, that was just some blind ass luck. Don't you worry, I'm about to go right out of this game. And sure enough.
By the way, this poker tournament was like $60 to enter, $60 Canadian.
Right.
So less than $50 to enter this, but you would have thought it was the World Series of Poker the way that these people take the game so seriously.
So seriously.
So it was like a Sunday afternoon, and I had 2 beers at the poker table while, just waiting for some cards to come out. I ordered the second one, and the guy next to me goes, "Are you going to have a second beer?" And I was like, "Yes, Dad. Did I ask your opinion?"
Right.
Fuck.
Get out of here.
Go away. What is this shit? I know you're salty that I just took like $32 from you or whatever that equivalent was.
Right.
And now I've got more over on my stack than you have on yours, but like, salty, very salty.
Yeah, that was an intense crowd, gotta say.
That's how it is all the time at the poker table for me, though. And I have just kind of learned to let it go. And I just don't let it bother me because I think that bothers them even more. You know?
Yeah, no, I mostly just found it hilarious. I was like too like hungover to care what anyone felt about what I was up to.
But they trust that they had feelings and they were directing them your way.
No, it was hilarious. I actually had a great time.
We came in not at the bottom half.
No, I was watching the screen and I was like, at the first I was like, all right, I just don't want to be one of the first 10 people out. And then I just kept watching and I got to the top 50%.
Yeah. Everyone in our group made it to the top 50%.
I was like just right. I mean, I was like squeaking over the line.
I beat that salty guy who was like thinking I was going to take a nosedive after beer 1.5.
Yeah. Just a real life spiral.
I was there for hours and didn't even get a third. And he was just like, 2 beers, huh? You're going to get loose soon. And I'm just like, what does that mean, sir?
Yeah. Dad. Don't.
Go away.
Get out of here.
But now I've done that. I might want to do the World Series of Poker at some point. It's like a $10,000 buy-in, though.
That's a lot. See, I liked it, but I paid that was really like the upper limit of how much money I would pay for that.
Mm-hmm. But we got hours of gaming for that.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean,
they bring you free food and drinks, and the food was good.
Yeah, I had some nachos after. The menu there, I feel like, in the restaurant, I was joking about it after because the menu was just very much like, do you have some feelings to eat? Yes. Did that just go badly for you? Because everything in there is just like, do you want double bacon cheeseburger nachos?
Some mashed potatoes, lots of gravy. Meatloaf.
Yeah. You're going to love it.
Need a little comfort meatloaf after that hand.
Right.
Because you had the nut flush, but then in comes the full house that you didn't see coming, and now your rent payment's gone, and you're eating French fries and dipping them in ranch. Not me personally,
no,
but I can see how that goes.
Yeah, I could see it too.
Oh, and you don't even get it for free when you're not at the table anymore, so you have to pay for it too.
You have to pay for those depression fries.
You do. You would get them for free if you were still at the table. So it's like extra sad. Maybe you just want to go home at that point. See if your wife will still have you back.
I ate soup at the table, which really made some people happy.
At the poker table?
Yeah, because they really didn't like that. I had to pick it up, and then spoon it into my mouth and then put it down and be like, hold on, guys. Let me pick my cards back up and
I think it would have been better if you were eating a Caesar salad with your hands. Just a little hand salad and then touching the chips and cards.
Yeah, they didn't like me very much. I didn't give a shit.
I wasn't doing anything off color. I was just being myself. Seriously. I'm very buttoned up and reserved. This is why I get so pissed off when people are like,
I was
like,
being myself, which was exactly the problem. I could have been myself a little less, I think.
No, I tone down the self. I just become a blob that exists. And looks at cards.
Once I realized that they all hated me, I was like, well, I'm ordering soup. It's like, you don't even know how much you're gonna hate me.
I'm running math in my head to keep. That's how I keep my hate away. Yeah. So I'm just like, I focus on these numbers. And I can't, whatever. not really sweating you over there, sir. You go for the soup. I think you need to double down with the hand salad next time.
Right? Just That's great. They loved it.
So I don't know. Would you enter another poker tourney again?
Probably. It's not like I'm not rushing to. It's not my. I think I was maybe the least enthusiastic of everyone about that one. Mm-hmm. I had a great time. I had a lot more fun than I thought. I really enjoyed the mind fuckery of it. That was a good time. I won a few big hands. I didn't do great, but I won a couple big hands, which I wasn't expecting, which made me, that was exciting. And, I had that whole soup grift going on. That
really is so funny. I wish I could have been there at that table for that. I wore the most ridiculous sweater. I've got this peacock sweatshirt that I picked up in Medellin, and it's a sweatshirt that says change before you have to on the chest, but then on each arm is just running the full length of the sleeve a gorgeous glittery sequin peacock.
Yeah, you were hitting them with the Vegas razzle dazzle.
I was, just a little sparkle, catch the light off my sequins.
Yeah.
How about that? I like to bring a little sparkle to the casino.
Yeah, totally.
Dress it up a little bit.
Well, I had a good time. I had the best weekend ever, actually. Like, seriously, probably the best birthday of my whole life. It was really great.
And 2 bucket list items. And Kevin got to be there for it. He got to participate in both of them.
No, it was really cool. We had just like a small little squad for it, but it was a combination of like people that I've met on the road and, my brother from home. And I felt very just excited about where my life is and where my life is going. And it was nice. It was really, really, really nice.
It's nice you feel that way on your birthday.
Yeah. It was a special one. It's definitely one I'm gonna remember forever.
I felt that way about my birthday this year too. I think that's indicative of the fact that we're in the right place and heading the right direction.
Yeah, this was my favorite 27th birthday.
Me too. 27. It's my favorite year. I might just hang out here for a couple more.
It just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, at some point I might need to roll into my early 30s, but I'm probably going to stay there for another 10 years.
Oh, no, I've still got 28 and then 29.
Very long, drawn out.
Cash me in, 2032.
And you'll be celebrating 35.
32, maybe? Listen, you can't make me. I do what I want. Time is an illusion.
Oh, God, I hear that. It's some Richard Bach shit. Are we done?
Did we do it? We did it.
Okay, so we are going to close out with a brand new outro, and also we have a new production schedule. Kelly, tell the people about our new production schedule.
So we're really going to get our shit in a pile over here.
We are working on sweeping it all together, at least in the same room.
Yeah, we're working on it. And we're going to start, we've been a little erratic with our posting schedule. So we're going to shoot for every Tuesday and Thursday.
Workationing 2 days a week. What?
A new episode of Workationing.
We've got some interesting content lined up. I'm excited about the direction this is going to take.
Yeah, you'll hear about it more later, but Montreal's been a really important stop for us. Mm-hmm. I think that we really were just infant, newborn workationers when we started this, and we've really started to mature into...
Are we walking yet?
I feel like we're at least on solid foods.
Okay.
We're getting better, We might go to kindergarten a year late.
Well, you let me know when we're house trained.
Getting there. But yeah, so I think that I think you guys are going to really like the content that's coming up. I'm proud of it and I'm excited for it.
Yay. And it's coming to you twice a week, probably most of the time.
We're going to give it the old college try. Not the way I tried at college.
I dropped out. Hey, you at least finished.
I did finish
over there
at the age of 27 and a half for the third time.
Okay, all right. Well, it's a closer is what I see.
Yeah.
Somebody who didn't give up. I'll go no quit over there.
Yep. Believe it, you can achieve it.
All right. Till next time, folks.
All right, goodbye. This has been another episode of the Workationing Podcast. If you like what you've heard here, please consider donating at patreon.com/workationing. That's patreon.com. All proceeds will go towards funding our bucket list items.
To keep up with us in real time, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at Workationing. Or on our website at, you guessed it, workationing.com. That's workationing.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. You can also keep track of... Let me not ad-lib that.
Yeah, just you don't gotta be extra. Just read the words, girl.
You wrote them out so nicely for me. Here you go.